comes from both public and private sources and is vital to continuing our work toward attracting more jobs. Find out more online at christiancountyedc.org.
This announcement donated by the Miller Media Group.
At People's Bank and Trust, they say you can bank on us to put your business first. Finally, you have a real banking partner to make sense of business lending. Find out how People's Bank and Trust's business bankers can serve you by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Jeff Robinson from Advanced Title. Whether selling your home on your own or through your local realtor, please give us a call at 824-8007 for all your title work needs.
Your information station, WTIM.
It's the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. You'll find those streams on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Facebook or YouTube at WTIM TV. Well, you're rolling into February. And the new year is still a perfect time to make improvements in your overall health and wellness. A few simple changes can make a major impact on your health. Make a commitment to shape up eating habits by making more healthful food choices, including consuming 3 daily servings of dairy. Pledge to make 2023 the best year yet with these tips from registered dietitian Monica Nyman with the St. Louis Dairy Council. Welcome back here, Monica.
Good morning. Happy New Year to everyone. I know we're starting February out here, but hopefully people are still reflecting on those New Year's resolutions.
Yep. Don't give up on them. I promise it will pay off. It will make a difference. So tell me, what are some simple ideas to improve eating habits at home?
Sure. So we know this is a topic that at the St. Louis Dairy Council we tend to cover in the January and February months, but really all of the information that I'm going to share with listeners today are things that registered dietitians will tell you any month of the year, things that people can work on, setting small goals. So basically just some simple ideas to help improve your eating habits. The first one is really try to eat foods from all of the food groups. So I always say a colorful meal is a really healthy meal. So what that means is if you have lots of fruits and vegetables on your plate, it's going to be really colorful and it's going to be a lot more healthy for you. You want to make sure that you're not skipping meals. I have been a registered dietitian. This is my 20th year. So I have been around the fad diet world. I have heard so many different things that people do. And skipping meals is kind of one of those things that people turn to help save calories. But you want to make sure that you're eating regularly throughout the day, especially breakfast. That's a really important meal. So a lot of people say I don't have time for that, but you can do a lot of prep the night before. A couple suggestions for that, just some fruit and yogurt with a little granola, maybe overnight oatmeal if you haven't tried that. I know it sounds kind of weird, a cold oatmeal, but it actually is really delicious. Or making ahead some breakfast sandwiches that you just pop in the microwave, or just pack in your lunchbox and take to work with you. So just making an effort to get breakfast every single day. A couple other just general tips are, you can size up your portions. And what I mean by that is taking a measuring cup for maybe just a couple days and really measure out the portions that are on those food labels. In my previous job, I worked a lot in weight management and diabetes education. I used to have fake food models and it would show people what a portion looked like, what a serving looked like. And so those are kind of embedded in my brain. But if you just measure your foods out, you'll be surprised maybe at how little that portion is, how little a half a cup is. And maybe you've been overeating quite a bit for some of your favorite foods. And then finally, of course, I'm with the St. Louis Dairy Council. We do talk about 3 servings of either milk, yogurt, or cheese. The reason we say that is because the dietary guidelines recommend 3 servings a day. Honestly, most Americans get about 2, so they're close, but getting that 3rd serving does give you lots of nutrition, helps keep your bones stronger, has protein, so lots of nutritional advantages of reaching that 3 servings of dairy each and every day.
What is the best way to encourage families to eat more nutrient-rich foods, Monica?
Okay, so a couple of suggestions that I have. And for those people out there that can relate to this of eating sort of the same thing every single week. I have teenagers, and so I try to get input from them as far as what kind of things they want me to make for dinner. And my one son, he literally says the same thing every single week, but trying to introduce a new food. So maybe it's something that you maybe have never eaten before. There's probably a lot of foods at the grocery store, especially in the produce section, that we've never ever tried. Maybe it's like beans or low-fat ricotta cheese, or maybe avocados. If you're somebody that you haven't tried those before, maybe you haven't bought them in quite a while. So try to pick a new food each week, or even try to make a different kind of recipe each week. A couple other suggestions would be getting more fiber in. Fiber is something that Americans don't eat enough of. And so your whole grain, I know they don't taste quite as fluffy as white bread, but whole grain bread is going to give you those fiber grams. There's pasta you can purchase. It's a little bit chewier, but it does have that fiber in it. You can find lots of whole grain crackers as well as cereal. Put fruit on it, make it taste a little bit better by that. But that fiber is so important to overall health. One of my biggest things is drinking sugar. I just think that is something that people can change very easily. If you swap that soda or those fruit juices out for maybe like low-fat milk, or even just water. There's a lot of seltzer waters where they have the carbonation, but they don't have any sugar in them. That can save you hundreds and hundreds of calories over a week's time. And then finally, just really try to snack on some nutrient-rich foods. I'm a snacker, especially if I'm at home, in the afternoon or on the weekends. And so trying to pick things that are going to actually give you some decent nutrition for the calories that you're consuming. So really just evaluating which areas can I work on? Only pick maybe one or two things at a time and set those goals a little bit smaller for yourself. That way they're more achievable.
Monica, one of the things I hear from people all the time is I just don't have enough time to do all of this healthy eating and planning and stuff. So what would you recommend for that, for those who say that?
Sure. It does take time to cook. I'll be completely honest with you. You have to like it too. Some people just say, I really don't like to spend time in the kitchen cooking. So if that's you, then you have to be very cautious of what kinds of foods you're, getting from the drive-through or the restaurants. Or there's a lot of convenience foods, the sliced vegetables, the already prepared fruits that you don't have to cut yourself. Those are going to cost you a lot more money, especially, we're all seeing our grocery bill go up a little bit these days. But if that's something that is convenient for you and you want to pay that money, that is 100% totally fine. But some suggestions of things that I do at my house, I really try to plan ahead. And so, I mentioned I have teenagers, they have things after school, practices, that sort of thing. So I always kind of take a look at my calendar to see what nights I have either free to cook or nights that I know I'm going to be gone or my husband's going to be gone, so that we can just do like a leftover night. So I do a lot of cooking on Sundays. I batch cook, so I'll make maybe one or two different things. That way I have those meals to stretch out throughout the week. And hopefully your family likes to do leftovers, because that can definitely save you a lot of time in the kitchen by being able to prepare, one meal, but then using it for maybe another meal, maybe even a third time. So for example, I'll make like a big, large amount of chicken breast. I'll either cook it in my Instapot or grill it, and then I'll turn that chicken into maybe 2 or 3 different recipes. So kind of batch cooking so that you have that food available to you. And that does save you time. Every single night that you're not having to create a brand new meal, it's going to save you time in the kitchen.
Real quick before we head into a timeout, if you are willing to, I'd love to hear some of the resolutions you made, or maybe you're not a resolution kind of person, which happens to some folks.
For myself, because I'm a registered dietitian, I have the food component down. I have the exercise component down. Those are things that are just part of my lifestyle, which is sort of where you want your goals to be. Mine reflect more on trying to relax more, setting aside time for myself. I have a really busy schedule with working full time and having 2 kids. And so sometimes I tend to put everyone else as a priority. So kind of shaving out time every week for myself. And, I honestly like to make lists And so I'll make a list of a couple things that I want to do throughout the week that help me sort of with that relaxation type thing. So, everybody's goals are different, but statistically people drop off towards this time of the year. So this conversation hopefully just gives you some motivation to keep going. So.
Well, that hit a little too close to home for me. I'm kind of kidding. I started making time for reading every night. That's been mine, and I've been doing a pretty good job at doing that. So hopefully that I can keep on into the rest of 2023. And that's one way you can keep your mind healthy, but we're trying to keep you and your physical health going throughout 2023 and keep those resolutions live and going all throughout the new year. That's Monica Nyman. She's a registered dietitian with the St. Louis Dairy Council here on the WTIM Morning Show. More from her after this quick break here on WTIM, your information station.
WTIM.
What does it really mean to provide the best crop nutrition? With AgroLiquid, it means getting a one-of-a-kind approach, one that caters to your specific agronomic needs. You're getting experts who will work with you to create a program unique to your operation, all while accounting for the quality of your soil and the products you're already using. It's not just a product, it's peace of mind, knowing we've thought of everything. That's the AgroLiquid way. Apply less, expect more. Find a retailer at agroliquid.com.
The holidays can leave you feeling stressed, and stress results in muscle tension. Relieve sore, achy muscles with a hot tub from Southern Ledge Pools and Patios in Taylorville. Stop in during their hot tub sale going on now through January 31st and get 20% off all hot tubs in stock. Come in today and let one of their experienced staff members answer your questions and help you select your personal paradise. Southern Ledge Pools and Patios, 306 East Main Cross in Taylorville.
Rolling Meadows Senior Living in Taylorville invites you to make their home your home. Become part of the Rolling Meadows family. Applications for residency are now being accepted. Rolling Meadows offers seniors 62 and older a smoke-free facility with round-the-clock maintenance, controlled access, large kitchens with full-size appliances, on-site laundry facilities, complimentary Wi-Fi in common areas, and more. Call 217-287-2450 to schedule an appointment. Rolling Meadows is sponsored by Lutheran Social Services of Illinois and funded through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and Federal Home Bank of Chicago. Rolling Meadows is an equal housing opportunity provider.
I'm Brandon Bible, your local country financial representative at 1305 West Presser in Taylorville. Stay tuned at the end of every Tornado Sports broadcast on WTIM's many platforms when the WTIM announcers select the WTIM Brandon Bible Country Financial Tornado Player of the Game from that particular game. The player will be spotlighted for their great play in the game and also be given a certificate honoring their accomplishment. My wife Sam and I are proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WTIM Tornado Player of the Game this school year.
Here are the contest rules for our stations. We allow one person per household to win any prize from the radio stations in a 30-day period. Unless otherwise stated, all prizes to Christian County winners are to be picked up within 2 weeks at the studios at 918 East Park in Taylorville. Our new office hours are 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays. Winners outside of Christian County will have their prizes mailed. Any cash prize is mailed within 30 days of winning. Only if cash winners call our business line within 2 weeks of their name being drawn to provide their mailing address. Employees and their families of the Miller Media Group are not eligible to participate or win any contest.
Scott Primer here from Locust Grove Church near Assumption. We're spreading the good news of Christ in person and online. Come join our family or watch our video sermon podcast by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
I'm Brett with Central Cremation Center, and we serve all of Central Illinois. We offer the most affordable and convenient arrangements in the area with plans starting at just $795. Many of our plans are available by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
It's the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. And People's Bank and Trust. They put people first. You're rolling into February in the new year. It's a great time to make improvements in your overall health and wellness. And a few simple changes can make a major impact on your health, making a commitment to shape up your eating habits by making more healthful food choices, including consuming 3 daily servings of dairy. Pledge to make 2023 the best year yet with these tips from registered dietitian Monica Nyman with the St. Louis Dairy Council. Before we went to break, Monica, we talked a lot about some tips to eat healthier and improve your some simple ideas to improve your eating at home, and overall, you're influencing your family to do the same thing. So, one of the things you mentioned before you went into break is sometimes you might be a little too busy, you might opt to go grab one of those drive-through or quicker, convenient options. What are some of those things that people can remember to eat healthy when they eat out?
Sure. So restaurants now, they are providing us with a lot of information. So if you are interested in really evaluating the nutrition information of the foods that you're eating at restaurants, it is typically either online or it's actually written on the menu when you go to order. So, those calories, they can be really alarming because a lot of times the portion is really large, but it does tell you that information if you're interested in it. Now, there are some terms at restaurants that imply they're lower calories, like grilled or baked or broiled. Try to stay away from fried foods. Those have so many calories. If it's a treat every once in a while, it's totally fine. But otherwise, try to pick some of those lower calorie options. Be mindful of portion sizes. Take half of it home, split it with somebody. That's always going to save you on calories. And try to skip the soda. Again, I mentioned that in the earlier segment that you do get a lot of calories from those sugary drinks. So if that's the one thing that you're going to change this year, it's going to save you a lot at the end.
Well, how can families kick up their physical activity in 2023? That's the other flip of the coin, of course.
It is the other flip. So you're watching your calories, you're picking healthier choices, but you have to move. And so, I try to encourage people just to try to make exercise a part of your daily routine. So it can't be a chore. If it feels like a chore, you're probably not going to stick with it very long, but exercise helps your body control stress. We talked about stress before and how I was trying to, my resolutions were to do things that were sort of, release some of that stress. But 30 minutes a day are what adults should be getting, 60 minutes a day for kids. And so a couple suggestions I have are just short bouts. Maybe it's 15 minutes each time, kind of throughout the day until you work up to your 30 minutes to an hour. There's a lot of online memberships where you can just put it on your iPad or your Kindle and do a variety, hundreds and hundreds of workouts in the privacy of your own home. I love having a workout buddy. And I mean, anytime someone sends me a message, hey, do you want to go for a walk? I will never say no to that because I love being outside. I love chatting with people and it moves, like I'm walking and it's fun. It's like trying to find some type of activity that is fun for you. So if you have a dog, we always say to my kids, like, well, we don't have a dog, but if we did, you'd have to walk it every single day. So use that to get you out of the house. Animals love to go outside. So just take your dog on a walk every single day. So really just in the big picture, finding something that you enjoy doing is going to be key to getting exercise as part of your daily routine in 2023.
Careful using that W word around my dog. She listens to the radio sometimes and gets excited.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Her tail's wagging right now. Listening to me, right? The keyword.
Yep. What are some nutrition trends that you might see in 2023?
Sure. So every January, it's always kind of fun to see in the nutrition world what's expected for the new year. So a couple of different things that we are hearing about is really the evolution of plant-based foods. You're already seeing some of those plant-based meat alternatives, but there's probably going to be a lot of other types of foods in the grocery store where, consumers are sort of interested in eating a lot. I mentioned earlier about the food prices. So really families are trying to watch their budgets, buy in bulk, choose private labels, maybe cook from scratch and really try to reduce that food waste. So just being more mindful of that. And finally, just the real and recognizable ingredients. There's always going to be a movement to get out of the processed foods and really try to eat foods that are natural, that come from real resources.
Well, where can listeners find more information about dairy nutrition, dairy recipes, and other information on health and wellness for this 2023?
Sure. You can visit our website, which is stldairycouncil.org. We have all the information I've covered today, plus lots of resources and recipes. Don't forget to check us out on social media. We are on both Facebook and Instagram, and our handle is STL Dairy Council.
Oftentimes you have a recipe of the month, dairy related. Do you have something you want to share? Don't tell me the recipe. Just tell me what what it is I'm going to be making here this month.
Sure. I think this month we have an overnight oatmeal. I mentioned that at the beginning of the segment, where you can make that. You can batch cook that, put it in little mason jars, fruits, your vanilla yogurt, your oatmeal, stir it up, set it inside the refrigerator. That's an easy grab and go breakfast for those mornings where you don't have a lot of extra time. You can eat it right there in your kitchen, or you can take it in your lunchbox on your way to the office.
STLDairyCouncil.org for that recipe. That's Monica Nyman, registered dietitian with the St. Louis Dairy Council. Thank you so much, Monica.
You're welcome.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Forecasters advise people across the ice-encrusted South to hold on. They say that relief from the bad weather is on the way. Things should start to improve later today. Ice has made travel difficult